already know exactly how this is gonna go.
I look beautiful.
Oh dang, girl, you look good today.
But let's test it anyway. Hey everyone, it's Jordan Faith. And today I'm testing the Swing Curl Clump method by Swavy Curly Courtney. You may or may not already know, but Courtney is actually the reason I started learning how to style my hair naturally wavy. So for the first year or year and a half, I styled upside down in a very similar way to how she does because I taught myself from watching her videos and making small adjustments. But today I'll be following her method as closely as I can to demonstrate how it works on my hair. So let's get started. Courtney's method focuses solely on the styling, so I'm starting with clean and very wet hair and using Pacifica Pineapple Swirl Cream as my first product. I'm smoothing this on and raking it through. You can use a leave-in conditioner or a cream here, but in her video, Courtney used a cream, so I chose to use a cream as well. This is going to provide lubrication and help my hair stick in its curl clumps. Next, I'm using my Perfect Hair Care brush to push the hair away from my face in the front and on the sides. This also helps to further distribute the cream and smooth my clumps together. This part is so reminiscent of how I used to style back in 2020 and 2021. My hair wasn't quite wet enough at this point since a lot of water had dripped off, so I'm adding a little bit more, then running my fingers through my hair at the middle of my head to make sure nothing is stuck. Now I'm starting the scrunching and pulsing process. This really helps encourage and enhance my waves. I'm gently scooping the hair into my hands and rapidly opening and closing my fists to pulse the water and product into my clumps. It's time for the first swing, so I'm going to turn my head to the side, stand upright, gently shake my clumps behind me so they don't stick to my head, then swing back down on the opposite side and twist my head so the clumps will twirl together. They didn't twirl together very well the first time, or most of the times I did the swing, but I did my best and it still worked well. The motion is very simple, but you can see me pausing at times, trying to remember if I'm doing it right. I think because I was trying to copy exactly what she did and it's not something I came up with organically, my brain was having trouble remembering which way to turn before I stood upright and how to come down and swing my head so that my hair would be on the correct side for me to keep scrunching. Next, I'm using Kinky Curly Curling Custard. I'm using a teaspoon to measure out my product, just like Courtney does, then rubbing that 1 teaspoon of product between my hands, smoothing it onto the front and back of my hair, roping it in, then scrunching and pulsing again. I don't usually rope because my clumps love to stick together too much when I do, but giving the ends a little whack and giving my head a small shake helps to separate them back out. Then I'm going to do my best to repeat the swing process. You can use any styling products you want for this routine. The true focus is on the technique. But since I have the same custard and gel as Courtney used, I decided to use them as well. Up next, I'm using the Giovanni LA Hold Gel, and again, 1 teaspoon. I'm applying this the exact same way as I applied the custard. This application technique ensures really even coverage, and again, it helps to encourage curl enhancement and definition. It also avoids the issue of hair sticking to the back of the head and all the clumps falling apart when turning upright that many people experience when they try styling upside down and don't move their head around during the styling process. This is a really common issue and it's very easily avoidable when you just make sure to turn your head fully from side to side as you style. You don't even have to fully stand up and shake your hair and do the full shake and twist and swing. As long as you're moving your head around so that you can feel that the clumps in the back are falling off the back of your head and they're not stuck together with the clumps in the front of your head, you should be in the clear. Have any of you tried following the swing curl clump method exactly as Courtney shows it in her recent video? Am I the only one who struggles with this swing and twist? I guess I would understand if I am, but I'd like to know if anyone can relate. It doesn't have to be that complicated. I am just too focused on the details sometimes, and I ended up getting really confused every time it was time to swing. My hair also hit the shower wall a couple times, which stopped the twirling, but it was still okay. I also wanted to mention that this might seem like it takes a long time, but the entire process only took about 10 minutes, so it really doesn't have to be a lengthy, super involved process. Now that my clumps are styled, you can see they look very nice and defined, and they aren't sticking to my head at all or sticking in an awkward forward position, and I'm ready to move on to plopping and diffusing. I diffused for about 20 minutes, then I air dried the rest of the way while I went about my busy day. This is how my hair was looking at 100% dry. I have a little bit of a cast in the midsections of my hair mostly. The cast that I had on the ends kind of worked itself out by rubbing against my shirt. Now I'm flipping my head over again to scrunch out the crunch and do a really good root fluff. This, of course, softens up that cast and it brings the entire look together. And these are the results. My hair is very defined and it looks shiny and soft. It feels soft and touchable. My waves are very enhanced and I have a good amount of volume, but I also have minimal frizz. It's super bouncy and springy and it looks really cohesive throughout my entire head of hair. I knew this was gonna turn out pretty darn good because I styled similarly to this for a long time with great success.
Great success.
I'm really happy with how my hair turned out today, and I think this is a very, very good routine. I'm just not quite coordinated enough to properly execute that swing that she does. Tell me below how you'd rate my test run of this routine on a scale from 1 to 10. This routine is definitely catered to getting a really plump, clumpy, and defined look, and it absolutely achieves that. But you could make some really easy and small adjustments to give yourself more volume if you wanted to. Don't be afraid to make changes to these routines and techniques and methods that people come up with and share. They are intended as a guideline and a helpful start, and you can absolutely adjust them to make them work the best they can for you and your hair. All the products that I used today are linked in the description below, as is Courtney's swing curl clump video. If you liked my results today or you found this experiment helpful, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell if you don't want to miss out on any of my future uploads. Remember to love yourself fully and faithfully, and I'll see you next time.